That's all about entrepreneurs, and I'm sitting here across from one of the world's great serial entrepreneurs, Rick Broody, my co-host. Hi, Rick.
Hey, Jeffrey, how you doing?
I'm doing great today. How are you?
Great. When you're an entrepreneur, you really got to have a good lawyer in your corner. And we've got one of the top ones here in Boston with us, Richard Glovsky from Edwards, Wildman, and Palmer. Hey, Richard, how? Dick.
Wilmer Hale.
We're going to call you Dick or Richard.
Either is fine.
I just saw your new logo this morning.
Isn't it great?
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, I thought it came out extremely
well. I go to the
well.
Jewish National Fund meetings, and there's your logo on top of the screen as we start the meeting. It was very intentional.
Can you do any better than that?
Well, for the free conference room, we'll take it. And free breakfast.
Dick, the name has changed from the past, so why don't you tell us a little bit about the firm?
Sure. Actually, the name changed on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
We merged with a firm that's based in Chicago, 140 to 150 lawyers, very, very top-level litigation firm, and also has a Los Angeles footprint in the entertainment industry. Oh. So we're now truly a national firm and actually an international firm. We're in London, in Hong Kong, and it's very exciting.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And you moved over there from what I would call a firm with a significant presence in Boston. So you didn't have to do that with your own name on the door, correct?
That's correct.
So obviously there must have been some very substantial reasons to make you move over and do this.
Well, there were. Basically, what happened was I was lured to what was then Edwards Angel Palmer Dodge,
right.
It's now Edwards Wildman Palmer, by a few lawyers there who made a presentation I couldn't refuse. And so I finally relented and accepted, and I've been there since May.
Will you be traveling now to all these other offices? Or?
Yeah, I've been to, we've got a big office in Rhode Island. I've been down there. I've been to Washington. I've got plans to go to New York. I haven't been to Chicago yet, but...
And what's your job with the firm?
I am an employment law lawyer. Mm-hmm. I represent companies, and I help them solve employment problems, and if they get sued, I defend them.
Right. Is there still a lot of issues with subcontractor versus employee? Is that still a hot issue?
That actually is a very hot issue still, and a very troublesome one for employers. We have a relatively new law in Massachusetts, as you may know, which essentially says everybody's an employee.
Right.
And it makes it very tough for employers who are used to having independent contractors who they don't have to take withholding from when they pay them. All the emoluments of employees that they used to attach to independent contractors. In other words, they didn't have to pay them benefits. They simply had to, pay them whatever the deal was with the independent contractors. All changed. Now, virtually everybody's an employee. It's very hard to qualify.
But what if they don't work full-time for you?
Full-time or part-time is really not the standard.
It's not the standard anymore.
It's not the standard.
So what if someone only does, 10, 15 hours a week and they have other jobs on the side?
Well, it's a great question, and it's not a simple answer. The statute's a little complicated, but essentially, if you're in the same business as the business that's claiming you're an independent contractor, you're an employee now.
Wow. So if I'm a painter and I work for a painting company, I'm an employee.
Absolutely.
Wow. And what happens, the fines are pretty steep, aren't they, for the entrepreneur and the company if they rule against you?
The fines are multiple. The fact that someone is treated as an independent contractor when they should be treated as an employee comes into play in numerous areas of the law, many of which have penalties that attach, and the Attorney General is very interested in this issue. But it goes way beyond that. It comes into play, for example, with workers' comp.
Right.
If you treat someone as an independent contractor and you don't pay a premium for their workers' comp, you could have a problem.